stick. All right, Michael, what are we doing today?
All right, we are back on the Cortina. So as you guys know, we've spent a little bit of time organizing all the hardware in this thing and getting it mounted. We're just about finished that. And now that we are at that stage, we are now ready to start plumbing this. So by plumbing this, what we're doing is we're doing hardline, similar to what we did on the Fairlane, which is basically a Windows 98 screensaver, same sort of thing. We're gonna have pipes going everywhere, and today is the day that we're actually gonna start sorting those pipes out, because now we know where everything is sort of going to go, with the addition of a few little things we're going to add in a minute. We've made a massive order of Raceworks parts, which we got all through Tiperformance. You can head on over to their website where you can find everything from the build that we're using today can be bought through Tiperformance's website. It is massive, I'm not going to lie, it's not our first attempt at it. We did go to film this the other day and realised we ordered the wrong elbows, which meant that we couldn't film anything and we couldn't get anything done, so we had to go back, get that all swapped over, but that happened in like a matter of days. Tiperformance shipped it in like literally the next day. So that was awesome. So now we're back to finally get it done, or finally at least get a start on it. So let's have a quick rundown of what we're looking at, and then we can get started into actually getting this stuff fitted up. As you can see, there is a lot of red and black here, a lot of Raceworks stuff, and this isn't even all of it to finish it. There's a few little things that we need to still order and figure out later, but for now this is more than enough to get us at least started on setting up the fuel system. We have another Optima battery, because we run Optima batteries on all our cars because they just work. We have a bunch of different fittings for hardline, softline, bends, unions, bulkheads, filters, flex fuel sensor and bypass. And we have a bunch of aluminium line. Yes, aluminium line. We were talking about at the start of this build that we were going to go with stainless. We've decided to go away from it. Aluminium is super easy to work with. We've proven in the Fairlane that it works, and we've had no issues with it. We thought to ourselves, why make life hard for ourselves and try bending stainless and joining stainless? Let's just stick with what we know. We know this works, so we're going with aluminium once again. So that's pretty much it. As you can see, there's a bunch of stuff here. You ready, Nathan? You ready to get your math on again and figure out your bends?
Yeah, I think I might have to go back and watch the old Fairlane vid, because I don't know if I said my math.
Yeah, I reckon you did. In that there was the formula that we did. So this thing right here is our tube bender. It's actually an air conditioning HVAC bender, because aircons use roughly the same size as what our Dash 8 hardline is, for anyone asking, because I've been asked about this bender a lot, because you can't buy an automotive Dash 8 bender very easily. They're not easy to come by. And this one's good because it's got rollers and stuff, so it doesn't destroy your line when you're trying to bend it. So this thing's gonna get a fair workout today. We need to do some math and figure out how we're gonna make it all work.
All right, so what we do need to start out with is we need to probably put all of our unions into all these holes. We can probably put all the fittings that we're using on, because you just put the fitting on and you build the line to each fitting. So yeah, we could probably mount our bulkhead where we're going to go through to under the floor. We could probably mount our dry brakes as well. We need to take the dog bowl off, because Raceworks have come out with a shorter, stumpier dog bowl, not as big. So we need to take that off, and we're just going to build the lines without that, but it will clear the new one.
Yeah, so what he's talking about is the old Raceworks dog bowl. As you can see, it just contacts the fittings here when you use a 90-degree fitting, which is no good for us. Raceworks are coming out with a new one which is slightly smaller to allow that to work, so that it no longer contacts. So we're just going to rip that off for now, and we'll replace it when we get to a later stage.
That's about it. So we might as well just get stuck into it, because we've got a lot of line to straighten and a lot of line to bend. So
I do like how you said that's about it. Like, this is just a quick, simple, like we'll be done in an hour.
This
is going to take hours.
Yeah, but once we're on a roll, and you know, like we just go out, like you focus on those ones, and you know, I focus on these ones. It's just we get a flow going. You know what I mean?
Well, anyway, let's get some unions on, hey?
Yeah, I'm gonna rip the dog bowl off, and then go to town.
Have fun with that.
So Raceworks have newer tanks where they have a bigger opening now. This one is using an adapter plate to to suit the twin pump hanger, but they now have a 3-pump hanger.
We're using the old 2-pump hanger, so we need to have an adapter plate. But there is a new 2-pump hanger coming out as well too, which shouldn't need the adapter plate, just for everyone wondering at home. Fire away, sir.
So what we need to do now is we need to put all our unions in. So they are going to convert our...
I had that so neat!
Convert our hose end. This is a hardline hose end. Hardline goes into there, the olive will squish into it obviously. This is a union, so this is going to convert it from that female fitting to a male fitting with a beveled edge, so then this can go onto this, and then this will screw into the tank.
Yeah.
So we're going to drop all these unions in to the tanks, put all our 90 degrees on, and then me and Michael can be like engineers and decide where we want to put our pipes to make this structurally sound. So anyway, it already looks hella sick with just the fittings on it.
Sick!
Now once we finish this in the back here, we can pull all this out, bully line the boot, put it all back together permanently.
We can do, yeah.
So that'll be cool. Yeah, it looks sick, man.
It's been a long time since we've worked with some performance goodies, Nathan. Good to be back.
It's exciting. I'm so excited. And then the other outlet would probably just be a 90 because we're just going to go around this.
I like that. That looks good, yeah.
That's a long line.
That is a massive line.
So we've got a bit of a landscape going on. So what we're going to do is, this is going to be our line to engine and our line to engine and our return line. And then this is going to be our overflow line, which will return back to the tank. And then this is going to be our dry brake, which is our fuel filler cap. And then this is going to be our main supply line. And then this one here is also going to be our drain of the fuel cell to drain out all the fuel that's going to go out the dry brake there as well. So
yeah, and then these ones supplies the surge tank to that one there, and then this one is the return from the surge tank when that gets like our overflow, so it goes back.
And then our rollovers, I don't think we worry about for now. We're not doing anything fancy with the rollovers, like putting the filters at the back there. They're literally just going to loop and just go straight down and through the floor. We're not going to bring them forward. In the fair lane, we brought them forward and it ran down to the back with a bloody cone thing around it, and it's a nightmare. Yeah. So we're just going to keep that a lot more simpler, hide it, so it's not as busy. So I think we're almost ready to probably start making some lines. Might mount the bulkhead and maybe mount the dry brakes.
I think definitely we should mount the dry brakes now. The bulkhead, I don't know whether we should wait until we've got all our lines sort of sorted and then we worry about the bulkhead, because in case we don't like it.
Make like our main supply line, our return line, those lines, get a feel for making them again, and then and gain our confidence on doing the rest.
Because there's a little bit of math involved in this.
Yeah, we need to straighten out some pieces, do some dummy pieces, and figure out how the hell we did this again.
So we have 21 meters worth of line. Guarantee you we're going to nearly use all of that just in this boot, because
I hope not, because it'll make us look really, really bad.
Well, we used 14 meters in the fair lane the first time we did it. This stuff actually straightens out really well if you just put it against the table. The only reason why we do this is not to really straighten the pipe, it's just to make us feel like a metal worker, like we're using an English wheel or something. Makes us feel cool, that's about it. Although that is much straighter. That is a straight pipe right there, Nathan.
Fine, we'll leave it silver end.
Get powder coated. So have you measured this, or are we just going for you just going gung ho into this straight away?
I did like a rough measurement to just cut it oversized, because you always got to cut it oversized. But you know how I am, I just like to go gung ho. Alrighty, I'm pretty sure we've got to take the olive out.
You've got to take all the olives out, yeah.
So,
no olives.
Let's make an olive pile.
No anchovies, no olives, no extra dollop.
So we've got a little box for the, good use for the dog bowl. So, that's fully seated there, and what I want to do is I want to go like oof, yeah.
Are you going 45? Well, that makes it even harder.
Because if we go 45, then these are on a 45, and then everything will be 45.
Stop saying 45. I was just gonna start with a 90 so we can figure out our math.
If I go...
Alright, so what Nathan's talking about when we're talking about this math is we're trying to figure out essentially when we put this into our pipe bender, where does this end up in space where we bend it? So that way we know when we're trying to figure out when we get to a fitting, where we need to start the bend for it to actually go into the fitting. And that is this measurement here. I've got this measurement from one of our previous videos when we did the Fairlane. We had to go back and remember it. And the way that I saw it on the video, when we explained it the first time, very briefly was, if we want our top of our hose up this end here to go into a fitting, let's say here, this is my fitting.
What is that? Is that a pod
the,
filter?
That's the nut, and then that's the where it goes into, in the thread, you know?
God, that's shocking. No, I'm kidding.
That's our fitting. So if we want this pipe to get into that fitting there, basically it means that we need to start our bend, which is this mark down here, 65 millimeters back from where the top of this bend needs to end up in the top of that fitting, if that makes sense.
I think I just need to make mistakes to figure it out.
Yes. Now, well, I was going to try and test this theory to start off with one to make it nice and easy, but now Nathan wants to start with a 45, which changes everything, which means all this is irrelevant, so you can forget about it, but when you try and do a 90, that's how you do it. Alright, Nathan.
Alright.
What do you want to do? Put a 45 into it?
Yeah, I don't even know where I want to do it. I need to just figure out where...
Well, what if I just put a 45?
Put it in.
I'm going to put it in at the line.
Alright, put it in at the line. Just go for a 40.
Oh, wait, which side of it did it need to be? Yeah, so
yeah, I wanted that length.
So straight away you can see just how confusing this can get. Now, I'm pretty sure, Nathan, that 45 should end up on there to make 45.
I would take a guess at that. Oh, you went too far.
That's not it.
I'm kidding.
That's not it. I don't know why there's 45 there. It's got to be 0 to 45. That's 45.
Then I did a nice 45.
I love this thing. So that's our first 45.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. And then
another 45. Needs to line up there though.
Another one. So this is where we get in trouble. This is what we're saying is now that we have that, and we know we want to bend that to go into there, we need to figure out where we start the bend to get it to go into there. Yeah. Well, that's one thing we do. So let me get a ruler. How did we do it last time? We got so good at it. There is another option.
Yeah.
Nate, let's make a scrap. Let's get another scrap piece and we'll bend a 45 into it and we'll mark where that.
I think that's what we did last time. Was
Yeah.
we did like a dummy piece.
Yeah. So we put a mark in here to say this is what we mark. We put on our base. Bend this to 45 and sit it on top.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then we come back to here and we go, all right, well that's where it needs to line up there. So we transfer that line onto here, like that, and then that means that's where that bend should start.
Where you line it up to?
I think we're going a bit extreme here.
Yeah, a little.
There you
We're
go.
just
Good.
stressed.
Good.
So bend it.
To 45. 0 to 45. There we go.
Alrighty. Oos in there, and that lines up pretty good. So now we just need to figure out
Where to do the 90.
how to do the 90.
So the way that you do the 90s, Nathan,
So
go
measure,
to-
mark there.
go to the edge of the fitting
And then
to there,
65
65 mil back.
Look, this is a good starter test. Yeah?
Yeah. I actually think we're doing better than I thought we were going to do. Oh, that's too far up. That's the other line, wasn't it?
Oh,
Yeah.
shit. These two.
Lucky I'm here. Now this is where it all falls apart.
Looking down the barrel of a gun. You're the voice I understand. Mate, we're gonna nail this.
We're going to smash this out, man. This might be done in an hour. Did we get it? Did we get it? Did we get it?
Mate, come on. Get off the grass. Beautiful.
Yeah, right there. Very nice, Stan.
I think that's pretty good. Yeah.
I like it. Looks good.
I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, no, we're gonna knock this out.
I reckon, yeah.
I think we're gonna knock this out. Now that we've got the mathematicals in our head.
The mathematicals are very important.
Yeah.
done 2. Very nice, Gary.
Pretty over that.
Yeah, that looks good. That looks crass. Well done, man. It's like you've done this before.
Yeah, we'll just go like that. Lovely.
Alright, so Nathan's trying to figure out now where we're going to put our bulkhead. So the bulkhead is designed to go through the bulk.
Through the sheet metal.
Through the sheet metal and down to through the floor. So
Yes.
that's where he's looking at putting it in a minute. We need to look under the car to make sure that's going to look okay.
We're just going to go there, I reckon.
Yeah, I reckon.
Alright, now I've got to cut a
So
hole.
these 2 are going to that, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, now you got to cut that hole. Have fun with that.
Yeah.
Step drill. No. Oh.
Yeah, I was just going to step drill it and then I'll just cut out the little janky bit. How these work is you cut this hole out of your floor and then you poke this through. This has a little clampy clamp on the other side. It clamps between your sheet metal. Probably a good idea to put maybe a bit of sealer around it. That way you don't get any fumes or anything up and through. But these are really good, these bulkheads. We used to just drill holes and put a bloody O-ring around it. But then we learnt that you use bulkheads for this type of stuff.
Yeah.
So really good. We've actually started using electrical bulkheads as well, which is really cool too. So this is going through your floor. Then this goes into that. That is your fitting that will go to, or your union that will go to wherever you're going to. And then this will go underneath. It has a washer and a locking ring, or a locking nut. And then...
And 2 threads. 2 sets of threads.
And 2 sets of threads. But then you have a fitting that's going through the body of the car, and you've got a hose end on each side.
They work really well. They look really neat. It's a really nice way of doing it.
Up, through. Easy done. Schmicky D's.
And no rubbing on any hoses. That's the best bit about it.
Exactly right.
I see what you're trying to do here. It's interesting. And that's where it's going to go.
Just drill it out. Buddy beep, bada boop.
Look at that press fit.
Yeah, I accidentally cut too far though, but I'll have to fix that when we pull it all out. Bulkhead is now in. I can make the fuel lines that go to that now. So full steam ahead. That's where your fuel goes in.
Yeah, it does. Well, it's going to come out in our case now. So what I'm trying to figure out now is I'm going to start setting up these dry brakes. So you remember last time we made this plate because we were going to mount these in here. So what I'm looking at doing is trying to, it's cramped in here, get these 2 dry brakes to sit in there like that. It's a little cramped because of this here, so I hope we have enough room to get our hands in and actually put this fitting on and be able to turn it. We'll see. We're limited in space because behind here there is a big circle.
Have you marked that circle? With a
I have marked that circle and I'll show you sort of like where I'm going to work. So that's the hole in there that I need to make these sort of fit. Come back. These sort of fit in.
Oh, there's plenty of room there.
Yeah, there is, I guess. Just as long as we can get the...
Well, that's not very bulky, that thing.
This just needs to go on the other side. So as long as that has enough room to do up and not be contacting that lip, then
Yes.
we're fine. So it actually looks like when I put them both there, there's a fair amount of room there.
Yeah, you got plenty. You can go in more.
Pretty much hard them next to each other. You use the knurling on top.
This guy, the knurling. The grippy bit.
Called knurling, engine engineering terms. So I made my 2 holes in the plate, hopefully they work. The way that I'm mounting these is they're just going to go straight through the plate. And it's the same way we did it in the fairlane. I looked the other day, and then this is going to bolt onto the back of it, and it's actually going to be these 2 joining. It's going to be this connection that actually holds it in place, because when you do that up, it's sort of hard to see. You can see there's just about a 3mm gap, which is a little bit more than what's on this plate. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to put an O-ring on this side of the dry brake, put my dry brake through, do this up tight, and then that crushes it all in. And the fitting still does do up tight, so that's the good thing as well too. So see, do it up, and it's as good as that.
Perfect.
So then we'll do that on both of them. Hopefully sit them in, hopefully they fit next to each other, and we can still put the other end of the dry brake on and off without too much difficulty. And then we can start plumbing these two suckers up. Let's get these symmetrical, eh? Beautiful.
Beautiful. That's sick.
That's our pass-through for our fuel dump system.
Yes.
So if you've never seen one before, the way that it works is they plug in like this and allow fluid to go through. Now the cool thing about these is they do not spill a drop. We haven't done, how many fills that we have done with the Fairlane with petrol and E85, and not once have we ever had a drip come out of these. I don't know how they work, but they are like magic. People even use these on clutch lines because apparently they let no air through. So that's pretty impressive if you ask me. Oh yeah, look at that.
Sick. Wouldn't even know. That looks sick. How much does it hang out there? Oh, perfect.
Cool. So we'll just get our lines go down, fall along, down, do.
Yeah.
They're going to be technical lines because they're going to be long.
Yeah. They're going to be very long and you can't sit it in the boot to make them.
Yeah. Yeah, it works. It just touches the top of the body. It means that we need to use 90 degrees, but that's okay. Probably works fine anyway. Use 90-degree bends when we come off this, but it does work. And then, bye.
Beautiful. Wouldn't even know. That looks killer. Hell yeah!
Very nice. This is looking better than the Fairlane.
Damn, that looks killer. I'm wrapped with that.
Well done, man. Looks good.
Sick.
Alright, well, now that those are done,
I'm going to run this one. And then I guess I'll do the one that goes for 20 kilometers.
so let's say 300 plus 300 is 600 plus 150 is 750. That piece of work.
Sweet.
What happened, Nathan?
It is like 10 mil too short. Like, look. If I put a bend in that, nah, it's not going to reach.
No, it is literally 10 mil too short. Why don't you just take a little bit off that end and put it on that end?
Far out. This was perfect.
I know, he made such a good job of it too. Actually, that looks really good.
You know what? I might as well finish this side off and make it go in because then I can just copy it.
Yeah, you can do that. Tight.
Thank the Lord. That is completely in.
Looks good.
Whew!
That is a long line.
That is a very long line. Man, that took a bit of work. But anyway, it's done now. It's perfect. Oh man.
Not bad. I like it. Looks good. Looks neat. So we've only just mocked up these lines and he wants to put this into visualization purposes.
Yep. I can't help myself. Damn. That looks sick. This was a win of a day, this.
We're not done yet, Nathan.
We're close. We just got to do them up. Oh, we're going to do the curlies.
Yeah.
So, these are what's called a rollover valve. It's got a little ball in it, and this will pretty much stop fuel and stuff like that from coming out these breathers, because this is what's breathing your tank.
In the event of a rollover, hence the name rollover.
In the event of a rollover. So you can hear the balls in there.
You know what it sounds like? It sounds like, come on, Papa needs a new pair of shoes. We're going to Reno.
Playing dice. So these are going to go in the corners of the tank, and then I was just discussing with Michael at lunch. We're going to put pigtails in the line to stop fuel from exiting the tank if it does occur to overflow the tank. It has to go through all these curls to go through it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what we need to run next. And it then goes to a filter under the car, so then you don't get any fuel smell or anything in the car. Just like a normal tank. A normal tank like in the HG, it has a vent tube, it shoots up the quarter, and then it goes down and out from the car and just ends.
Yeah.
At like right next to the wheel. It just ends a hose, that's it.
Yeah.
But this is actually filtered. It's like a steel micron filter.
I'm just thinking of running the curlies just around and then straight down the side, like you said.
Yeah.
If we're going to go straight out the side. Which
Well,
are they?
we can gauge where it is from the bolt. Where that bolt pulls through. Just go pretty much next to it.
Well, on the rib,
Have
there.
a look. It's going to be right there. It'll pretty much be there. If we go in the middle of the rib.
In the middle of the rib, just there.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to try and make these pigtails, or what else you call them, curly whirlies, whatever you want to call them. Hog's breast curly fries. All they need to do is go around back of themselves. So if I put that in there, how I think I'm going to make this work is by doing it this way. So if I go all the way around to 180, and if I put it back in, I slightly bend this one down to put a twist in it, like that, and then I go again. This should get us. I realise I should have done that the other way around. Now the biggest issue is it gets stuck, doesn't it? It's pretty much what I need to make, but I need to make it in longer. So let's try to do that. See if we don't stuff it up, eh? You spin right around me, right around like a record. Bend it all out of shape and mirror this to the other side. So that's it.
So what attempt are we at here now, Michael?
I think this is like third or fourth attempt maybe. Oh Jesus. I wonder if I turn around this way.
It's gonna hit the bar though, isn't it?
We're gonna find out. There needs to be a left-handed one and a right-handed one.
So what Michael's talking about is the piggy tails. Like, he's got them bang on. They're all perfect, but
They all go the same way.
they all go the same way. So it's not going to be symmetrical. Other than that, everything else. In other news, everything is now buttoned up. Fittings are all tight. We can't pressure test anything, obviously, but everything is now tight and snug. So we're literally, all we're doing now is the piggy tails, and then we're pretty much done.
It's very confusing. So if I want to bend this more.
You know what? I might just make one and finish one side off while you work on that side, eh?
Might as well.
I just winged that. Up all these fittings.
He's done all these fittings, yes he has. All I was trying to make a curly whirly.
Alright, that's it. That's a fitting. Now I gotta do this one. The last one.
piece.
The last and the last. I don't know why I keep saying that.
Right, so this is the good side. This is the easy side. This is bent the way that this tool is supposed to bend it. Go right round, made it nice and easy. This is the other side, where it's bent the way the tool is not supposed to bend it. So you can see the curls end up going the opposite way. So curls come out this way and curls go out that way in this one. You turn around, it does the same thing. This means that you can put it on either side of the tank like that, and it's going to look symmetrical. This is how many attempts it took me to do that. And more on the floor over there.
I would love to try the sand technique though.
Yeah. that as
you
well,
fill
so-
the tube with sand and you should be able to just literally roll it around.
Yeah, so there is a way that you can do it where you can fill it full of sand. We did try that with the Fairlane, but we didn't have the right sand and it didn't work. But the biggest issue is if you try and bend this even around some form of a circle, all it ends up doing is it just kinks and it turns to shit and then looks terrible. But I had to pull apart the tool. Basically, I ran the tool upside down to get this to even work. And we've ended up getting there in the end. They look pretty good now. They look pretty much the same. So now Nathan can do what he did to the other side. Basically, cut it up and get it to fit. And Nathan, if you stuff it up, I swear to God, you're making your own because I'm sick of making curlies. There it goes.
Yeah.
You happy with that? Tick of approval?
Yep, tick of approval.
Was that hard work, some might say?
Yeah, you would say that's hard work.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
But it's fun work. This is really fun work to do.
yeah, this is the good stuff. This is what we've been waiting for.
Once you get a hang of it, except doing those stupid pigtails. I don't want to talk about them, but
That looks killer, man. And then you close it all up, and it just looks like a stocker 250 Cortina.
yeah. Also, another thing that's worth mentioning. I think that looks cool. I love that idea.
Well, that's what we wanted to do with the Fairlane, remember?
Yeah.
But we didn't.
Yeah. No, we wanted to put in the Fairlane the isolation switch in there.
Oh, yeah. It
Yeah.
doesn't really... When you got an Optima, mate, you don't need an isolator.
Nah.
But yeah, that's it. It's practical. It's exactly like the Fairlane boot system, so we know it works. Looks killer.
It's pretty much the exact same setup as the Fairlane, just plumbed slightly different orientation, but everything's plumbed in the same ports, inlets, outlets.
Yeah.
So we know that it's a working system. That's pretty much it. There's no room now for anything to be put in the back because we've got lines everywhere, but we're used to that with our Drake Challenge cars, aren't we?
Oh, you could almost build like a little shelf here.
The fact that we have to build a shelf.
A little pocket there. But other than that, I reckon it looks killer. I love the end result. Absolutely love it. Really happy with it.
It's definitely going to turn a few heads. Same as the Fairlane. When we used to go to car meets, we always used to pop the boot, not the bonnet, because that was
Yeah.
where the party piece was.
Yeah.
And this is kind of the same deal now, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm just trying to see how low it is. Put all weight.
Go.
Oh, slammed. Alright. Well, that...
Alright.
Alright, well that finishes it up for the naughty Cordy.
That was a request. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today. We managed to get it all plumbed in record time, I reckon, as well too. Like, we smashed that out realistically, considering. So we're pretty happy with it, pretty stoked with it. Now we will work our way forward. So next episode, hopefully, we need to order some more parts because we went through and did a quick little rundown of how we think we're going to run the engine side of things and also underneath the car, what we need, and we need a fair bit more as well too. So we'll do an order of that, and then once that arrives, we'll work our way forward and basically get this circuit closed up.
Yes.
That's the goal. So
Well, once we finish fuel lines, we can pull the engine out and start looking at rebuilding the engine.
we can, and we can look at wiring as well too. So we'll sort of do those probably hand in hand, I reckon. Yeah, I hope you've liked this episode. If you'd like to support the channel, head on over to the website where you can buy a bunch of merch, t-shirts, stickers, hoodies, all those kinds of things, or become a member. Are we going to word of it, Dave, today?
Benz. Or naughty Cordy.
Naughty Cordy. Take your pick, Benz or Naughty Cordy. You can choose. We'll pick 2 people at random and send out a Hackshop Garage sticker pack as always. Anyway, until we see you in the next episode with our Windows Screensaver 98 pretty much completed.
Yeah. Or there could be an XE that's, you know, ready to go back together.
Well, you better hurry up. Drake Challenge is coming, mate.
That was a great ending. We're going to try and follow these two like together. We're going to try and keep these two in sync,
Yeah.
like the Paris Olympics. It's going to be like an Olympian diving team.
Diving team?
Um,
Oh yeah, I see diving team.
Yeah, you know, the synchronized diving. Yeah, do you dive? Yeah. How big do you dive? I dive off the 50-meter platform. Oh yeah, I dive off the 100-meter platform. Is there a 100-meter one?
I don't know,
No,
pretty sure you'd be dead.
I don't think there's that high. Okay, you can tell we don't do sport.
Most importantly, out of all this stuff that we have here to put on the car, we have our lollies. And we have many lollies here to get us through the day. So thank you, Kathleen, because I know you threw a couple in the extra in for us. Looks like guitar.
This light has been repaired. They've just stuck a bit of acrylic over the top. No way.
They have too. Do you reckon it was from a matching light?
Did not even notice that.
How did they do that?
That's just glued on the top. There must have been a crack.
Police, stop what you're doing.
Whoop, whoop. I hope you feel the pressure on your one line that you've made.
Little ant that
Yeah, I know.
just emerged.
He emerged before.
He's like, hey buddy, what you doing there?
You doing up a fitting, huh? Say hi to your mother for me.
I'm marking the ant. What about it? You come to inspect our work, mate, just when we're finished. How you doing, Blister? Huh? Always show up when the work's done?
Don't you want somebody love? Don't you need somebody love? Somebody love.